Some of you guys claiming that Islam is a religion of terrorism, the Quran calls to war, the Quran calls to, killing people that did not accept the teachings of Islam. The Prophet Muhammad, he holds a sword in one hand and hold the Quran in the other hand. If you did not accept the Quran, then you'll be beheaded. Please, I need the reference where you saw this from. Like, don't just say believe or now so it be. That is how it is. Show me the reference. Like, let's see where Prophet Muhammad held the Quran and hold the sword and said, anyone that did not accept the teachings of the Quran will be beheaded. At least for you to be very bold to say, in fact, you guys went to the extent of making images showing a man with turban holding a sword and holding a book. You called it the Quran, that this is Muhammad and this is how he's beheading people. Please, let's see your reference. Like, where do you get that from? Please don't come to my DM and be saying that you did not do your research. No, I accept I did not do my research, but you have done yours, and that is why you put it out there. Please assist us to let's see it. You get. Now let's look at what your Bible said. You said because Prophet Muhammad fought wars, and that's why he's a bad person. Yes, he fought wars. He fights. Yes, and we believe in it. But it's just like someone having a stick in his eyes and blaming someone else for having a dirt in their eyes. Do you know what your Bible says about war? Like, are you telling me that there is no justification that can necessitate fighting of wars? It makes no sense. You mean that anytime that anyone fights a war, then the person fighting has become a terrorist. The person fighting has become a tyranny. Even no matter what justification the person has to fight the wars. For the first 13 years of the Prophet's mission, it was in Mecca. They never raised anything up, not even a cane, because they did not have the power to do it. They did not have the political power, they did not have the military power, they did not have the financial power to do it. Even though they were persecuted, they were killed. Why don't you do your findings? Why don't you do your readings? They were killed in Mecca. A lot of companions like Sumayya, like Ja'far, and some of his other family members, they were killed. They were torn apart because they believe in one God. They deserted the worship of idols. Then their people persecuted them. The Prophet did not tell them to fight for 13 years. For 13 good years, they were being persecuted and they did nothing. They were just patient, preaching the oneness of God. They were patient, calling people to the path of salvation, calling people to the God of Abraham, to the God of Isaac, to the God of Ishmael, to the God of David, to the God, the only one true God who exists yesterday, today, and forever. But they were persecuted because of this. Then they left Mecca, they migrated to Medina. They were in Medina, then these same disbelievers who were persecuting them in Mecca, they had to come to Medina to meet them there again, to continue their persecution. So you expected them to sit down and watch and not defend themselves. You expected them to okay, because we are men of God, because I'm a prophet, because these are my companions, my disciples, then I will tell them to hold, and not defend themselves. The difference that you guys don't know is that there's a difference between political leader and spiritual leader. There are some of the prophets of God in your Bible that are purely spiritual leaders only. They hold no political power. And Jesus Christ is a very perfect example of them. He's not a political leader. He wasn't the one leading Judah. He wasn't the one leading Israel. He is a citizen amongst the citizens in Israel then. So he's a spiritual leader. There's nothing that can necessitate him to fight a war. There are other spiritual leaders like that, like Elijah, like Isaiah, like Jeremiah. They are spiritual leaders. They are not the one leading the town. They are not the one leading the city. So being a spiritual leader, just like a pastor or an imam, an individual who is not our president, not our governor, not the one, in charge of ensuring security of the state. Who is he to trigger a war? Either defensive or offensive. But we have some of the prophets of God who are both spiritual leaders and political leaders. And these are the ones that fight wars. In your Bible, look at David. He is a political leader. He's the one leading Israel. So you expect him that whenever they want to come and attack Israel, then he should sit down because he's a prophet. Then he should not employ his political power to ensure security of the state. I don't know if what I'm saying is clear to these guys, because sometimes when I see the way you think, I be like, it's a shame that I was previously a Christian. Because if this is how Christians think, I'm not sorry to say this, but even if you don't accept, the teachings of Islam, that does not make you to stoop so low to be lying, or not to do your proper analysis, think straight before coming out to talk. Why don't you tell us that when Prophet Muhammad was in Mecca, he never fought a war? Why don't you tell us? And why don't you tell us that when he got to Medina, the people in Mecca, they were the one that came over there to meet them, to fight them. Then they had to defend themselves. You only told us that he fought war. Why don't you tell us the reason and the justification for the wars that he fought? If you are not an hypocrite, you want us to see him as a bad person. You hold the Quran in one hand, you hold the sword in one hand. Show us the evidence. Show us your point of reference. Where do you get that from? Tell us, show us. And if you cannot show us, then verily you are an evil person, because you have bear false witness. And according to your Bible, it says, thou shalt not bear false witness. If you want to hate someone, hate the person based on evidence. You want to hate someone, hate the person based on what they did that is well established against them, not coming up with lies against them. Show us where it is. I know you're saying it is there. I've heard you. Show me. Now let's see what your own Bible says about wars. Let's see what your Bible says about killing of those that did not believe in the God of Israel. Now let's look at what the book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 says. Samuel said to Saul, Samuel is one of the prophets of God. Listen to this. He said, I am the one the Lord sent to anoint you king over his people Israel. That is, God has sent me to anoint you, Saul, to be king over the people of Israel. So listen now to the message from the Lord. Listen to the message from the Lord. This is what the Lord Almighty says. I will punish the Amalekites for what they did to Israel when they waylaid them as they came up from Egypt. That is, God said he will punish the people of Amalekites. This is very clear. Now look at what God said to Saul. Now go, attack the Amalekites and totally destroy all that belongs to them. This is God talking here in your Bible. Now go, attack the Amalekites and totally destroy all what belongs to them. Do not spare them. Put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys. Put all of them to death. This is from your Bible. If this had been from the Quran, what would you have said? Would you accept whatever justification that is with it? Would you accept any excuse to justify this? Your Bible said that do not leave anything alive. Do not spare them. Put to death men, women, children, and infants. Infants like even babies. Kill them all. Then you know what? Since you guys said Jesus Christ is God, and Jesus is the same God yesterday, today, and forever, and you said Jesus was the one speaking in the Old Testament, that means Jesus is the one that tells Samuel to tell Saul that he should kill all the Amalekites. Because I know you guys, you are very corny. You will want to say that is the Old Testament, but you say Jesus is God, the Alpha and the Omega, the one yesterday, the same God today, and the same God forever. You said he was the one that spoke to Moses in Exodus, in the wilderness. You said he is the one you said he is God. That's your total summary, right? That he is God. So please don't deny this. Since he is God, that means he is the one talking here. Because this verse, 1 Samuel chapter 2 said, this is what the Lord Almighty says. I will punish the Amalekites. So since Lord is synonymous to Jesus to you, that means Jesus is the one saying that go and destroy them. kill their children, kill their women, kill their men, kill their infants, kill their cattle, kill their sheep, kill their everything. Do not leave anything alive. This is in your own Bible. And there is nothing. There is no issue. This is not terrorism. They have justification. They have all excuses. The Amalekites disturb them. The Amalekites fight against them. The Amalekites. But when it comes to the Quran, you would never accept the justification. That is double standard. Imagine you seeing this in the Quran. Imagine this just being one of the verses in the Quran. Would you accept it? So I was a Christian. I saw this and I did not have any issue with it. You are now telling me that the one in the Quran, I should have issue with it. It is the same God yesterday, today, and forever, and God never changes. So if God can permit them to fight wars against the Amalekites and tell them to kill all of them, including their children, including their women, including their animals, so why will it be strange to me that the same God tell Muhammad to fight wars? Is it not the same one talking air? Does God change like a woman? Does he have hormonal fluctuations? Being God today, telling them to fight war today, tomorrow telling them that no, fighting war is bad. Why did he trigger war initially? Is he having hormonal issues? Is he having mood swings? God should be a consistent God. So if he can tell them to fight war, yeah, then why will it become, strange to me that he tells them to fight war in the Quran? Especially when the wars that are being commanded in the Quran are defensive wars. The wars in the Quran are defensive wars. You can make your research. And if you have anything otherwise, bring forth your evidence. Not just trust me, bro. I won't trust you because I can't trust you. Give me the evidence where the Quran tells them that, okay, go to this city and kill them all. Now let's continue. This is just one verse from the Bible.